All right, we are getting a solid look at an upper body based, jacked and stacked workout. So the focus of this workout is to put on some mass, right? So we just got done with the first piece, which was a EMOM odd and even setup. You're hitting 5 reps on bench press, and then you're hitting 10 unbroken reps of pull-ups. If you can't hit 10 reps unbroken, you can break those up. You get 1 break, that's it. So you can either stick with the 10 reps there. If you know you can break it up into 2 sets, you can certainly stay there. If not, you need to regress the reps down or regress the movement. So you can do assisted pull-ups, you can do jackknife pull-ups, you can do lat pull-downs if you wanted to. But either way, we're getting a good push-pull superset mix here to start things off. The focus on the bench press is to go up in weight until that 5th rep or that 5th set. Then you're gonna stay at that weight, and that should be a challenging 5 reps. So something that, for me, that final round, the 10th round, it was very challenging. So that 5th rep, I really had to dig deep to get that out, but that's accumulation of fatigue. Got a little bit of a pump going on, which is good. That's exactly what we want. That's what we're after in this particular workout. So that first setup, we're going every minute on the minute for 20 minutes. We got 10 sets on bench. We got 10 sets of pull-ups. So we're starting to crank up the volume a little bit and really get after it. That's gonna trigger some good muscle growth. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna move into the assistance portion of this workout. We got some heavy barbell rows we're gonna be hitting. We got some incline DB bench press, and then we're gonna get a little bit of core work in there as well. So let's get to it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
All right, another session in the books. This one did not disappoint. So we just finished things up and I wanted to review just a little bit. So with the assistance work, breakdown on that, we're going incline press to a barbell bent row to a hanging strict toes to bar. One of my favorite combinations when working the upper body is some sort of either hanging or dip bar type of leg raise. I'd love to hit the core that way when working the upper body, because you get a little bit of additional work in there. Hanging from a bar, you're working your grip, working your forearms, working your shoulders, obviously working your abs as well. So a great little way to sneak in some extra core work while getting some work in on the upper body as well. Or what you'll oftentimes see me do is like a dip bar knee tuck or a dip bar leg raise. Again, instead of hanging this time, now we're actively working the shoulders by, working that lockout position while getting some core work in. And if it's not that, it's some sort of, grappler, barbell rotation, maybe a weighted Russian twist, or even some rollouts, which again, rollouts, great core movement. One of the best ones, in my opinion, and work the abs, the lats, the shoulders, the back, pretty much everything from the hips up, basically. So, but either way, assistance work. With this current phase that I'm moving into, jack stacked and dangerous, we're working on packing on some muscle, building yourself into an absolute savage. So we want to get that V taper look. So when it comes to working the upper body, I like to work angles. And so we started off with the bench press, got a good amount of volume there. And so with the dumbbell press, we're going alternating dumbbell press at a slight incline. So we're working a different angle just a little bit. And I love the alternating reps you're holding one dumbbell up while the other one's coming down and going back up. So you're getting a lot of time under tension. Instead of just doing 8 reps, normal dumbbell press, you split it up. Now you're doubling the amount of time that you have your muscles under tension. So great way to push muscle building a little bit more. So we're starting off with that, going 8 per arm. We're moving into a barbell bent row. Love barbell bent rows. However, you gotta be mindful with these that you maintain solid form and technique. So the way I like to work barbell bent rows, think of it as a deadlift first, stand that thing up, lock the shoulder blades in place, and then do an RDL to get the barbell into position. And that's the position that you're holding with your body. And then you're just basically driving your elbows up, squeezing your back at the top. Oftentimes I'll see guys, when I used to train in the gym, a lot of body English on it, and they start parallel to the ground, but that they end almost upright. And it's basically a high pull at that point. So we want to keep it a horizontal row. So that's why you RDL to get into position. And think of it as keeping your chest parallel to the ground as you're pulling that bar to your sternum. So that's the way that I've always done bent rows. It's not a sternum row. It's not pulling from the hip pocket or anything like that. We're pulling straight to that sternum because I want to get that horizontal row in there, right? And then again, we're pairing that up with the third movement, strict toes to bar. So if you can't get strict toes to bar, you can regress down to a strict knees to bows, or you can go on the floor and you can go like a full V-sit reach, right? So that was our assistance work. Got an amazing pump with that. And then we finished up with a little bit of a density AMRAP at the end, 2 different setups. The first one was designed to be a little bit more metabolic. So we're starting off with some double unders. Easy way to regress that. If you don't have double unders, you can certainly do single unders, or you can even do just jumping jacks. Same amount of reps. We're just looking to get that heart rate going just a little bit. And then from there, we are going into some ring push-ups and band pull-aparts. We're doing ring push-ups. Ideally, you want yourself set up parallel to the ground. So in the video, you'll see me, my feet are up on a box because my rings only go so low to the ground. So if I was to do them with my feet on the floor, I'd actually be at an incline. So it'd be a little bit easier. So I wanted to keep this movement challenging for 12 reps. It certainly got challenging there at the end. Really had to gut out those 12 reps, but pick a rep range that you know you could stay unbroken with. We don't want to really break up too much on this one. You want to be going in a continuous flow, just moving for the whole 6 minutes. 6 minutes really isn't that long for an AMRAP when you think about it. We're going at a sustainable pace, right? So this isn't like a get as many rounds as possible and then you're dead, right? We're just looking to get quality reps and a lot of them in that 6 minutes. So that's where we're starting. 2-minute rest, and then we're going into a brutal 3-movement AMRAP, another density set. So we're starting off with some gorilla rows, so double kettlebells. We're going 6 on each arm. From there, we're going right into kettlebell push-ups. So you're gonna use the kettlebells or the dumbbells that you're rowing. You're gonna use those as handles. We're gonna hit some push-ups right there. And then from there, we're going into what I like to call an L-sit, sit through. So you're starting in a push-up position. You're gonna tuck your legs underneath you, kick your feet straight out as if you're holding an L-sit. And this is a challenging movement, especially when you pair it up with what we're doing here. So we're coming right out of those push-ups. So your chest is already on fire, your shoulders are already on fire at this point. And so to stabilize yourself in that L-sit position is the real test. And so ways that you can regress this. You can still do a L-sit shoot through. Instead of having your legs up off the ground in an L-sit, you're actually just gonna shoot through and you're gonna land on your hips and you're gonna pop your hips through and then you'll bring yourself back underneath. So that's one way of doing it. Or you could do like a knee tuck sit through. So you basically stay in the same position. You still bring your legs underneath and then you bring yourself up in front in a knee tuck position instead of your legs straight out. Your knees are basically bent. That's a little bit easier regression there. And then if you needed to regress it even lower, you can just stay in that position. Because the idea here is to tax the shoulders, tax the chest, work the core a little bit. So you could easily just do knee tucks while on the kettlebell. So you're holding that push-up position and you're just gonna bring one knee up to your elbow at a time. And I just do 4 per side. So nice, slow, controlled reps. You're gonna get a very similar stimulus out of that regression right there, right? So either way, great session. I'm excited about moving into this phase, jack stacked and athletic, or jack stacked and dangerous, I should say. We're gonna be firing this thing up very, very soon. So if you're interested in hopping on board with the programming that we're doing inside of Forged Father, and you want a community of like-minded individuals that are pushing themselves to the max so they can show up as their best selves for their family, feel free, go below this video, check out the details below. There's a lot of different ways to get in touch with me if you want to look into what we do inside of Forged Father and different programming that we do. Either way, as always, get after it, earn it, put in that work.